Just like when you multiply numbers, 4 times 3 times 2, you multiply these guys first, get 12, then multiply it by 2, right? 24. Same thing here, multiply these guys first, then multiply it by here. How do I multiply these guys? Distribute, double distribution. 9x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 4. 6x and 6x make 12x, so I get 9x squared plus 12x plus 4. Now I have to multiply this guy, this whole polynomial, by this polynomial. X squared minus 3x minus 3. Same thing. Now I'm doing triple distribution. First I'm going to distribute the 9x squared. 9x squared times x squared, 9x to the 4th, minus 27x to the 3rd, minus 27x squared. So I distributed this guy. I'm done. Now I'm going to distribute this. I get 12x to the 3rd. I'm going to put underneath the x to the 3rd. Negative 36x squared, minus 36x. And finally, distributed that, I'm going to distribute my 4th root. 4x squared minus 12x minus 12. Alright, almost done. Now all I have to do is combine the like terms. Alright, here I go. CLT. 9x to the 4th minus 27 and 12 minus, 15, no wait a minute, 12, 20, what am I talking about? Yeah, 15, x cubed. These guys, let's see, 4 and that, this changes this, a positive 4 and a negative 36 goes to a negative 32, and I can add these guys up. I get negative 59x squared minus 48x minus 12. And there's my crazy long solution. Alright. Go to this next problem here. These are the solve for n problems. These get a little bit difficult. So what I want to do is they all have the same base. Let's deal with this thing. I'm going to do this over here. I'm working with this rule right here, adding the exponents. So 2n plus n plus 2. I have to add them. So over here I get 5, 3n plus 2 equals, and let's deal with this guy. First I'm going to look in here. This is 5, this is 2n minus 6. This whole thing raised to the 3rd. So it's something raised to a power. What do I do? Okay, multiply. Good. 3 times 2n, I get 5 to the 6n. 3 times negative 6, so I'm doing 3 times this whole thing, aren't I? So minus 18. So now what I have is these things are equal. How do I know? I know these numbers are equal because it says equal, which means these exponents have to also be equal. That's where I get my equation. 3n plus 2 equals 6n minus 18. Subtract 3n. Get 2 equals 3n minus 18. Add 18. I get 20 equals 3n. Therefore, n equals 6 2/3. So divide by 3, right? All right. 42. Whoa! Doozy, doozy. All right, same thing. Going to get the base down to the same thing. Ready? Here we go. Do the inside here first. I get, multiply these. I get x to the negative 6n plus 8, all of this squared, equals, I'm going to multiply these guys, same base. Now I'm dealing with rule 1 here, so I have to add these guys. So I get x, 2n minus 3n is negative n, negative 3 and 4 is plus 1, right? All to the negative 2. Now I have these powers right outside, so I have to multiply 2 times this number. So I get x to the negative 12n plus 16 equals x to the 2n minus 2. Okay? Now I know that if these numbers are equal, these have to be equal also. That's where my equation comes from. Negative 12n plus 16 equals 2n minus 2. So add 12n to this side, I get 14n. Add 2 over here, I get 18. 18 over 14 is, oops, sorry, I'm itchy here. Times 2 is 12, negative 2, did I do that right? I might have made a mistake, but that's alright. Alright. 14, which is the same thing as 9 over 7. So 9 over 7 is 1 and 2 sevenths. Okay. Nice. Let's go to the next one. I changed, just get rid of these negative signs that are in this problem because you can't do it with them in there. Sorry about that if you get stuck on that for a while. Alright, let's do it out. Y to 2n, y to the plus. I get y to the 2n. I have to add these because I'm doing rule number 1. So 2n and n, I get 3n plus 2. On the bottom, I get negative 3y2. I get y to the negative 1. I add those to n equals. Here I can add these guys. Y, 3n and 2n, I get 5n minus 4 to 4, which is y to the 3n plus 2 over y to the negative n. Now this guy is right outside, so I'm multiplying y to the 20n minus 16. I'm almost done. I need to get this guy into a y form. Oh man. Oh look at, what do? I have same base over each other. Subtract 3n plus 2 minus n, minus a negative n is plus n. So I end up with adding an n. I get y to the 4n plus 2 equals y to the 20n minus 16. That's what I want to get to. Here's my equation. So I can solve that. 4n plus 2 equals 20n minus 16. I get 18n equals 20. N equals 20 over 18, which is 10 over 9, which is 1 1/9. Okay? Alright, nice. 43. Here comes number 44. Can I get through with it? I think so. 44 is another doozy. Alright? Why? Because they're all in different bases. I need to get these all in base 2. Oh my goodness. Because they don't have the same bases. So what I need to know is 2 squared is 4. 2 to the third is 8. 2 to the fourth is 16. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So I rewrite these in those respective, on these bases. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2 squared, 5 minus 3n. This as 2 to the fourth, n minus 3, equals 2 to the 3n. 8 I'm going to rewrite as 2 to the fourth. No, 8 is 2 to the third. 2 to the third to the negative n squared. Now it's a lot easier. I know it's right outside. I multiply, so I get 2 to the 10 minus 6n. 2 to the 4n minus 12 equals, well, 3 to the negative n. This becomes negative 3n, right? Good. So I have to do 2 to the 3n, 2 to the negative 3n squared. Well, now I have this. I'm doing rule number 1. Oh my goodness. 2, 10 and negative 12 is negative 2, right? Negative 6 and 4n is negative 2n equals 2, 3n and negative 3n is 0 squared. 0 times 2, still 2 to the 0. Negative 2 minus 2n, this has to equal 0. There's my equation. Negative 2n minus 2n equals 0. Sorry, minus negative 2. Sorry, that was negative 2 minus 2n. Well, I add 2 to both sides. I get negative 2n equals 2. N equals negative 1. Wow, that was a tough one. I have just enough time to do the last one. I changed one more thing on the last one also, so be careful. I had to change one more thing because it wouldn't work without it. I had to change it to a 2 minus 4n because we would have a quadratic and we haven't got into those yet. So this ends up being 2 minus 4n. So let's do it. Again, we have different bases. Can I get 3 in a base 3? Yeah, because 3 squared equals 9. I'm going to change this 9 to a base 3. So I get 3 to the 2n divided by 9, which is 3 squared, to the n. Well, I can rewrite that as 3 to the 2n, right? So that's 2n minus 4. 3 to the 2n minus 4 divided by 3 to the 2n. Now division, what rule is that? Oh, look at that. It's this rule right here. So I just subtract. 2n minus 4 minus 2n, I get 3 to the negative 4 on this side of the equation. Nice. Now let's deal with this mess over here. Alright, I get 3 to the 2 minus 4n. Okay, so I have 3, I'm going to write it right here, 3 to the 2 minus 4n, and down here I'm going to have 9, I'm going to write as 3 squared to the 4 minus 2n, which is going to equal 3 to the 2 minus 4n over 3 to the 8 minus 4n. Now I have a division problem here, so I subtract, right? So I'm going to have, this is all to the negative 3n, I'm going to have 3 to the negative 4n minus 4n is negative 4n plus 4n, which cancels out. 2 minus 8 is negative 6 to the negative 3n. Now I multiply these, so I get 3 to the negative 4 equals 3 to the 18n. Oh my goodness. Almost done. So I have this equals this. That means this has to equal this. 18n has to equal negative 4. N equals negative 4 over 18, or negative 2/9.